when I woke up this morning, took my little cold shower ritual and came outside and, just started meditating and editing and whatever else I did, play chess or whatever. I was alone. And some may say I still am alone in the car. But I just so happened to look up and I started seeing the birds and the squirrels, and I just came to the realization, if from the moment they wake up, they are out to get it. It's the reason why there's a cliche: early bird gets the worm. I mean, they aren't necessarily getting birds. I'm getting worms. It looks like they'll take whatever they can get their beaks on. But the moment they get what they get, they take it and they move on. Or if they can't find anything, they move on. It's in our DNA to be constantly revolving. Always go for something. And that's the thing about nature. You can tell a bird to shut the fuck up all you want to, it ain't gonna listen. It might not even listen if it's your pet, if it's a parrot or whatever. We do what we have to do. The thing about being a human is, because we think we're so smart, is that we taught ourselves how to be dumb, how to play small. Because no bird is going after whatever worm or whatever it may be going after. Oh shit, I dropped the phone. But no bird goes after in an attempt to go after that which it wants, thinking, what would this person think about me going after this? Oh, it might be some competition, or maybe I shouldn't do, or maybe I should wait a little bit to go out and make something for myself, or feed myself and things like that. Maybe I should wait. Fuck no, because you'd starve. And we have tricked ourselves into thinking that we have tomorrow. We don't have tomorrow until tomorrow becomes today. So that's why I'm not surprised that people who wake up early, 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning, are more successful than other people. It's sweet science. It's the closest that we can get to being, natural. We wake up, early, and we go straight to the mission. Whatever that mission may be. Now, obviously, we're a lot more complex. We don't just go off the gut feeling and what we feel so inclined to do, but it's definitely a part of it. And when we have these inclinations, we have these desires, then we can exercise our genius, and then we start planning it out. We start fleshing some things out and making connections, And it's actually quite amazing how we live in such a resourceful age, man. And yet we are heavily unfulfilled and underfulfilled. And we are because we aren't doing what we were supposed to do. We weren't meant to be stagnant. We weren't meant to sit on our asses. Even if it's your job to sit on your ass, it's not what we were meant to do. As a result, we do pay for it, poor circulation, yada, yada, yada. And by the way, because they said that sitting is the new smoking, I have to say this right now, because they say sitting is the new smoking, it ruins your circulation, yada, 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 increases chances of blood clots and everything else that comes with it. If I have a theory, and I could be completely wrong, but I think that you can reverse the effects of sitting by taking cold showers, because cold showers does the exact opposite of what sitting down does for you. So it increases your blood flow, which is, I think, is a it increases your blood flow and circulation. Two major things, and I'm going off the fly, so I'm sure there's much more that it does to reverse the effects of sitting, because I mean, people think I'm crazy because I take cold showers. I am crazy, but not because I take cold showers. There are many health benefits, many, and mental, but that's regardless of the fact. All I know is that these birds, or any animal really, once they got their fill, once they hunt, by the way, because I always have to say this, most predators fail most of the time. So this is what you learn from animals, okay? A wolf isn't going to be upset because he let a fucking antelope get away, or deer, whatever it may be. You go after the next one, you go after the next one, you go after the next one until, okay? And wolves, they have they run in packs, so they understand the importance of having a team. So that will help you too, help you stay motivated and things like that. But regardless of the fact, even if you are alone, you take these chances in spite of not knowing where it'll lead you. Because what you are really doing, you can't tell. You are planting seeds. You are putting something out there. You are creating opportunity. Creating the opportunity to make your own luck, which is what happens. So when people say, "Oh, I just got bad luck," or just don't, black cats bad luck, whatever it may be, you are making your bad luck. I don't want to hear that shit. Oh, this always happens to me. This runs in the family. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. I'm sure you fucking did. Because here's the thing. We tend to expect the things that happen to us the most. It definitely takes some work to look at a situation that happens to you, understand that it did happen, embrace it, don't try to run away from it, don't say woe is me, and then you resolve to move on from such a fate. Let's see. Cold showers it's rough for me, and I've been doing it for years. But the benefits is just. And by the way, I was thinking earlier, like at least all men should take cold showers. It increases testosterone. It speeds up muscle recovery. Lowers. And then the other health benefits: lowers blood pressure. Burns fat. Because speeds up metabolism. It fights depression and anxiety, people. You start your day off that way. Come on now. You got to start your day off on the right foot. When your mind is most impressionable. Now, I don't know how the bird brain works, so I'm ignorant in that regard. But I would have to imagine that something wrong. I think if a bird chose to just, choose to be idle when they know in their bird brains or in their core that action was meant to be taken, I feel like that would even lead to some type of depression. I don't know how that works for birds. They don't know how that works because they just take action. It's just in them. You know, but we're so heavily influenced by the people around us and the substances we take that we play it small. And unfortunately, that's going to be the case for a lot of us. It's going to be the case for most of us. Most of us are unhappy. And in America, I believe, most of us are unhappy with what we do for a living, and that carries over. You know, and you know, I'm bringing different subjects into this, but I feel like I just need to say it. You know, because these jobs, just like school, they carve us down into what they want us to be. Dress professionally, shave, you know, cut your mustache in such a way where it doesn't touch your lip. You know, no beard, you know. But that's taking away our essence. You know, we're supposed to live naturally, you know. Now, obviously, I respect women who choose to put on makeup, fake hair, whatever they want. It's fine. I have no right to judge. But an argument that has been used many times is like, oh, you grow your beard out. We don't know who's under there. I have a beard for a reason. I didn't put this on there. I mean, you put me in a room for a couple months, a beard will grow. I don't have to put it there. It just does. And if I had to choose a beard, it wouldn't be this, because it doesn't even connect all the way. I don't know what's going on. My father had a full goatee when he was 14. You know, and it's not the worst of things, but I mean, it could be better. J-O-B. Oh man, you go. Hold on, let me read these things. Yeah, cool. Oh yeah, you speaking some keys. That's right. Speak life over yourself, because you know, and I get scared. I get a little worried to hear my mom say, "Oh, you're gonna give me a heart attack. You're gonna give me a heart attack. You're gonna give me a heart attack." I wonder how many people use that as an expression and actually had a fucking heart attack. I don't want to know, actually. Oh man. We put spells on ourselves, man. So if you can find a way, even through great adversity, to convince yourself that you're going to make it on top anyway, well, you're just putting a spell on yourself, man. You know, I mean, it's just like, I mean, because it's prayer, you know, and just like prayer, you bring your vibration to wherever the prayer takes you, and then you take action, you know. Yeah, one thing that you can do when it comes to cold showers, because now because when I was in the shower, actually, I was thinking like, wow, women do take some hot ass showers, and I wonder if maybe they're supposed to. I don't know, but I'm sure they could still benefit from the cold shower. So when you do take if you do choose to take a cold shower, you can start off by taking a warm shower. I forgot what they call that. A Dutch. I don't know if they call it a Dutch shower or whatever it may be. Where I think that's when you switch between hot and cold simultaneously. But anyway, you can start off hot, and once you get washed off and you get clean or whatever, then you could just cold shower for 60 seconds, 2 minutes or whatever. It's I don't take cold showers to say, oh, I'm tough, macho man. No. That's not really the case. I mean, I feel shocked, just like I did. Well, not just like I did the first time, because you learn how to embrace it, And a little fun fact, I don't remember who it was, and I don't know if it was just this one specific person, but I recall hearing a story of a gang leader in prison who would he would make his subordinates take cold showers to prepare for the shock of getting stabbed. I mean that should tell you something, And when it comes to actuality, when it comes to performance, you want to practice harder than you would even play in the game, Like, I'm getting a little off right here, but it's worth saying. It's just like, Like Kobe Bryant, for example, one of his trainers, Tim Grover, he would make the training tougher than the game would be. So when the game comes along, we're just wiping the floor with him. That's how you make a legend. Because certain things can't be fake. That's why I'm not too bothered about all of this vanity and people chasing vanity and people being embraced for looking good, or people convincing you that they're something that they probably aren't. I'm convinced I'm a rich man, I'm wealthy, man. Look at my car. I'm looking nice. I'm flossy. I got this Michael Kors bag. There's no money in it, but I got the bag. This bag is worth more than the money I have in my bank account, and that's a problem. So, I'm all about dealing with what's real. I don't care about how that looks anymore, because I've wasted so many years, I would even say, worried about what other people think. But then when I found myself at my lowest, who was around? Only the people who actually fucking cared about me. And the people who actually fucking care about me will not stand in my way. They know they just couldn't. And part of being your natural self is not giving a fuck about what anybody says. That's part of having a strong mindset, because you aren't doing any harm. You're just going after what you want. And I mean, the unwritten rules say you can go after what you want so long as you don't hurt anybody. But in a way, you are hurting somebody, because you're forcing them to see that which they could be, but they don't believe in their minds that they could be that person, or that they could attain those things. They're insecure. They're down. They may even be depressed like you, and they want to they want to recruit you. They want to chip at you. They want to take down the fortress that you built, even if it was built on humility. Even if it's such a crazy thing to think, but that's the reality. And I'm no longer at the point where I can entertain things like that, even if we grew up together. And unfortunately, I notice it. I notice that some of the people I deem as my closest friends, they won't do anything to support me, because there are a lot of people, and you heard this before, they want you to do good, not as good as them. If they make $40,000 a year, they won't like it if you make 45. Look, man, it's enough to go around. It's enough to go around. Now, you might see, I'm just going to keep bringing it back to birds. You might see them fighting over, a little something every once in a while. They may be going after the same thing. But that's not their mindset. It's not their mindset that it's, I gotta be out for self. I gotta, there's enough to go around. We need not be stingy, because that just takes away from us. When we lie, it lowers our self-esteem. I don't know if you're worth a damn, if you want to live in such a way where you're consistently just honest, and you hold your morals in high regard, then when you do anything that depicts otherwise, it just brings you down. So we needn't let fear creep in when it comes to decisions that we choose to make, because we want greater for ourselves. We may not necessarily know how to get there, but we know what we want. So then we start resolving to get there, and the best way to do that is to, hey, look, just take action, man. When I first started writing my first book, I didn't know what to do. I've researched a little bit, but I was just so, I don't know, anxious to take action. So I just started writing, man. Just write. I mean, literally, just do it. But you can't go all, fixate yourself on the whole mountain. I mean, that could easily intimidate you. But you understand, you climb the mountain, step by step, or each proverbial swing of your axe pick. Let me see. But that's just most of what I want to say. So if you ever feel yourself in a position where you look around and you say, okay, this is what I want to do, and then that apprehension comes in, and the reluctancy tells you that well, what if people think I'm corny? What if people laugh at me? What if people mock me? What if I don't get any attention? Do it anyway. Do it anyway. There may be one person looking. There may be no people looking. But your mind is always paying attention. You cannot trick yourself. You can never trick yourself. It's amazing to watch people try. You can never trick yourself. If you truly want to make a difference, embrace it all. Embrace it all. Let your flaws show. It reminds me of this time. I just keep thinking about birds. But it reminds me of the time where I was at the station waiting for a bus to come. And I saw a pigeon with the pigeon was missing a foot. And I started to feel sad for him. But it's a pigeon. It can fly. And although, I guess people would, anyone would deem him to be the bird to be handicapped, but it was still doing what it had to do. Still showed up. Now that bird could have been like, well, I'm missing a foot, I'm not like any other bird. I might as well not try. I might as well not go out and, you perish that way. And we perish every day. With our hearts still beating and our minds still working, we perish. We kill ourselves every day with the things that we just leave behind, just leave on the table because of we value other people's opinions so much over our very own. We spend so much time with ourselves. So much time with ourselves. But we worried about the opinion of someone who never went out of their way for us. Who never showed they give a fuck about us. Never. And you let that hold you back. We let that hold us back. Where is that going to get us? People who truly want us to fail, or people who don't even really give a fuck if we win or lose. It delights them to know that someone is doing worse than them. I simply just couldn't be that way. What I want for myself, I want for others. In a sense, it is lonely at the top. I do have survivor's remorse, and I'm in the thick of the fight. I haven't arrived anywhere. I'm in the thick of the fight. And even still, it's lonely. Knowing that the people around me, they can't experience what I feel in this present moment. Knowing that all the opportunity is at my fingertips. I'm talking to you on a smartphone, whoever may be listening. This very smartphone I can use to make myself some money, and I have, and I do, and that's why I work for myself. It is lonely knowing that I have this joy at the end of the day I'm not thinking about tomorrow. And all the people around me are. They can't enjoy a Sunday like today because Monday is coming. By the way, the day that has the most heart attacks is Monday. You know? Don't want to live a life where it's thank God it's Friday. Don't want to live a life where I'm a weekend warrior. Or I'm sleeping the whole weekend to recover from a Monday through Friday grind. You know? I like working on the weekends. I might take a Tuesday off to take care of myself. You know? For some cleaning, for some healing, for some reflection. Everyone doesn't have that luxury. I understand. And before I started working for myself, and been blessed with meeting someone who could show me how to do such a thing. I was working in construction. And shit was beating me up, but even in between, like during break when everybody was chatting, eating lunch and things like that, I was fucking, my stomach was your stomach just be fucking growling, just calling you all types of bitches. I would use that 30 minutes, an hour to just write. Just read. Hype myself up, listen to me, whatever, man. I'm telling myself, I'm all the frustration that I've ever felt. Every time people made me feel small, I took that shit, I turned that bitch to gas. And that propelled me to really take action. I got fired from this job, and I was already planning my escape anyway. The timing it could have been a little bit better, but I think it was pretty close to perfect. I was already planning. I was like, okay, if I could get anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 back in tax return, hey, look, that's all the money I need. I didn't even necessarily know what I was going to do. It just so happened that literally the day after I got fired. See, listen to this one, because it's going to relate back to what I was saying about the birds. But the day after I got fired, I met someone who would eventually teach me how to work for myself, and work together. But had I been so depressed, because I met him in a thrift store, I just went in there, I thought I would find something to sell. But had I been too depressed or too desperate, too worried, and okay, let's say that I was desperate and I feel like, I gotta fill out some job applications, gotta fill them out, gotta feed my daughter and all that, which is pretty valid. But had I been so fixated on that, I wouldn't have left out to go to the thrift store. Had I been depressed, I would have stayed in and slept in, and I don't know, scrolled on Facebook, maybe listening to some music, whatever. But my mindset was just like, okay, I gotta keep going. You just gotta keep going. You gotta stay in motion. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. Now at face value, that doesn't really sound like much. It's like, okay, and obviously an object in motion can stop. But what that means to me is that the more action you take, the more opportunities you make, and that becomes a cycle. So you take action, you make opportunities, those opportunities give you more avenues to take action. So then you take action. Then you create. Okay? When I put out, I put out my books, You know, it may not have gotten the success that I wanted, but one, I put them out, and if you know, if they aren't received well, then I just keep making more. Just make another book, which is what I'm doing right now. And I'm just gonna keep doing it until I'm just gonna keep doing something until, but you can't do nothing. I was listening to Neil Young, I think, and in the song he said it was it's a bad day to do nothing. And that's one of the truest statements I've heard in a while. So every day, look for something to do. From the moment you wake up. You don't need to be in a reactive state. You prepare yourself so your actions depict that so your actions depict that's not even what I want to say. So your actions will lead you to greater fortune. And that's all.